Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again for another Autumblings story time. This week it's about monsters, but they're not scary, so don't worry about that. So let's start. If you have your scarf, great. If you need to go get it, pause this video and then go get it, and then you can turn in again. Okay, let's get that song set up and we are ready. Here we go. Ready? Get your scarf.
Shake your scarves.
Okay. Scarves up,
Scarves down. Shake your scarves all around.
scarves up,
Scarves down. Shake your scarves all around. Scarves in, scarves out. Shake your scarves all about. Scarves in, scarves out. Shake your scarves all about. Right knee,
can you find your knee?
left knee. Shake your scarves fancy free. Right knee, left knee. Shake your scarves fancy free. Right hand, left hand. Shake your scarves with the band. Right hand, left hand. Shake your scarves with the band. On your back, on your tummy. Shake your scarves nice and funny. On your back, on your tummy. Shake your scarves nice and funny. Scarves up, scarves down. Put your scarves on the ground.
You ready to clap? Very good. So hold on to your scarf. Just put your scarf aside for now because we are going to end up with a scarf song. Just so you grown-ups know, music is important. It helps with the development of literacy skills, and that song especially, it's crossing midline. So your child, those are important developmental skills that your child needs to know. So just keep an eye on that and see if they're able to go back and forth and cross that midline of their body. Our first story today is Monsters' New Undies, and it was written by Samantha Berger. Let's see what little monster gets up to. Of all the days I dread, not one can compare to the day we shop for new underwear. I am just fine with no undies at all, or the undies I have, well, they are a bit small. So what if they're old? So what if they're torn? Who cares? The elastic's completely outworn. These are my undies, a sweet work of art. Uh-oh, my undies. They just fell apart. Do you have a small towel or maybe a leaf? I thought that no undies would be a relief. Turns out it feels just a little bit cold and a little exposed and a lot to behold. Corky wants to join the story. Okay, we'll go shopping for new underwear, but which ones we get? I don't care. They are Mom Monster. Leave it to my mom, 'cause only she'd find a whole store devoted to just the behind. Put those undies down. Those aren't the ones. Those undies aren't worthy of dressing these buns. No polka dots, no shooting stars, no checkerboards, no racing cars, no ice cream cones, no tiny whales, no rainbow hearts, no sailboat sails. Those are too long, those are too short, those look like a diaper. Those look like a skirt. Those are too boxy, those are too tight, those are too clingy. Those glow in the night. Come on already. Can you just see? There are no undies just perfect for me. Please leave me here in my underless slump. I guess there is nothing just right for this rump. Hang on a second. What's that on the rack? Behind all the rest? Way in the back. They look just like mine, but will fit like a glove. The moment I saw them, my tush fell in love. Do you know what? These are the ones. It's like those new undies were made for my buns. I love my new undies with all of my heart. I'll wear them until they too fall apart. We'll take 7 pairs. No, make that 18. They're the most monstrous undie this bum's ever seen. And when no brand undies are made just for you, there's something important you really must do. The new undies pose, the new undies dance, the new undies walk, the new undies stance. And scene. The end. I hope you enjoyed that little monster story. Also in this week, in your bag, you'll find a flannel board. So you get to keep your own flannel board now. And this week's is Monster Mash. So go ahead and get those out. You need to take a minute. Just again, close the video and we'll get started, okay? Let's see, you have your monsters? Flannel board. Halloween is nearly here. A chill is in the air. Little monsters are playing and running everywhere. Little blue monster has spiky hair, an extra eye, and likes to share. Purple monster likes to cook. She finds yummy recipe in her book. There she is. Little red monster has one big eye, a toothy smile, and wants some pie. So we'll put him next to purple. Maybe she'll bake some. Green monster, whose name is Fred, has sharp teeth and antenna on his head. Little monster, yellow monster, is a friendly fellow. He's everyone's favorite because he's so mellow. The orange guy with the giant eye waves his arms to say goodbye. And there you have all of your monsters. Good job, everyone. So as the purple monster likes to cook, I put a recipe in your bag and it's for monster cookies. You can try this out if you'd like to. If you do and there's some ingredients you need to not include, that's fine too. But let me know how they taste. So if you and you're a grown-up make these, let me know how they turn out, okay? Our next story today is Are You My Monster? And it was written by Amanda Knoll. This is my monster. He has sharp teeth, scratchy claws, and a long tail. He is green and brown. Are you my monster? You are green, but you do not have sharp teeth, you do not have scratchy claws, or a long tail. You are not my monster. Are you my monster? You have scratchy claws, you have a long tail, but you have no teeth, and you are red. You are not my monster. Are you my monster? You have sharp teeth, you have scratchy claws, but you do not have a long tail, and you are blue. You are not my monster. Are you my monster? You have sharp teeth, scratchy claws, a long tail, but you are yellow and orange. You are not my monster. Are you my monster? You have sharp teeth, but you have no claws. You have no tail, and you are purple. You are not my monster. Are you my monster? You have no teeth, you have no claws, you have no tail, and you are pink. Nothing matches. You are definitely not my monster. Are you my monster? You have a long tail, but you do not have sharp teeth, you do not have scratchy claws, and you are yellow. You are not my monster either. Will I ever find my monster? Are you my monster? You have sharp teeth. You have scratchy claws. Scritch, scritch. You have a long tail. Swish, swish. You are green and brown. Yay! You are my monster. I'm so glad I found you. Now I can go to sleep. Good night. That's another fun book to listen to. And that brings us to our first art project. So again, grown-ups, there are different projects each week, and they will mainly work on hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills, mostly color recognition. If you don't feel your child's up to the project, you don't have to do it. So before you begin painting, if you're going to paint, open up your bag, put that down just to cover the table. You can do this later, you don't have to do it now. You have drawn monsters and colors. You have a bag of paints, paint brushes, and you're just gonna get out your paints, and where it says yellow and blue mix, so mix up yellow and blue paint together. And blue and red, what colors are they going to make? And last but not least, red and yellow. So try mixing those colors together and see what color monsters you can discover, okay? You can do that later, like I said. Then afterwards, do wash your paintbrushes because you'll need them later. We have time for one more story, and this story is Grobble Chops, and it was written by Elizabeth Laird. So let's see what Grobble Chops and who he is. Amir didn't want to go to bed. No, he shouted. I won't. No. Why not, said his dad. Your bed's all cozy and warm, and look, Teddy's waiting for you right there on the pillows. But I'm scared of the dark, said Amir. There might be a what? Said Dad. A monster, whispered Amir. He might come in the night, and he might have huge teeth and growl like a lion, and he might try to eat me. Well, said Dad, if he does come, show him your teeth and growl even louder, like a tiger. You can be really scary when you try, Amir. You'll terrify him. But what if he's not scared? What if he doesn't run away, but just stands there and jumps on me and eats me up? If he tries any of that nonsense, said Amir's dad, you'll call for me, and I'll come running in with my frying pan, and I'll shake it at him, and that'll do the trick. But what if my monster has a dad too, said Amir, and what if he shouts for him, and he comes, and his frying pan's bigger than yours, and he eats you up while the little monster's eating me? In that case, said his dad, we'll call for your mom, and she'll come with her big umbrella, and she'll flap it in the big monster's face, and he'll be so scared, he'll go down on his knees and beg for mercy. Oh, yay, Mama. But suppose the monster's dad isn't scared at all, and suppose he fights my mom and tries to eat her while the monster's mom is trying to eat you. Amir. Oh, I don't think that would happen, said his dad. Grown-ups, even grown-up monsters, like arguing more than fighting. Fighting's too tiring, especially in the evening. So while your mom and I are arguing with the grown-up monsters, you and the little monster can go off and play. Amir thought about this. I don't know how to play with a monster, he said. I don't know what sort of things he likes doing. You know what, said his dad? I think he'd like it if you showed him your toy cars. Poor little monster. I bet he doesn't have any of his own. And, said his dad, when the grown-ups see how nicely you and your little monster are playing, we'll stop arguing and sit down for a cup of coffee to talk things over. Sorry, Corky was knocking the camera. Amir picked up his teddy bear and held him tight as he climbed into bed. wouldn't let that monster touch my teddy, he said bravely. Of course not, said his dad, but he won't want to. He'll be too busy having fun with your toy cars. He kissed Amir goodnight and went out of the room, leaving the door open so the little bit of light could come in. Oh, I forgot, he said, putting his head back around the door. Does your monster have a name? Yes, said Amir sleepily. He's named Chops, and he likes my pickup truck best. Isn't that great? Making friends with all kinds of people that aren't the same as you. So also in your bag this week, you'll find instructions on how to make your own little monster. So there's some cardstock, and again, you'll use your paint. So you start by folding your paper in half and just put any kind of paint in there, close it up and squish it around, okay? Then you'll have to put that aside to let it dry. And if you're old enough, if your grown-up says you can use scissors, you can cut out your monster face. Otherwise, they can help you. And again, just glue your eyes on. Your popsicle stick, you can use the glue from last week because that's the tacky glue and it'll be a little better to hold it. Okay, so just go to town making your little monster face. Also in your packet, you'll find a little bibliography on monsters. So if you read through this and there's some other monster books you would like, just have your grown-up call the library and we'll put those aside for you, okay? We can place holds for you. Next week, our story time. Let me give you a little clue on what our story time is next week. We can have our firefighter here. Okay, so we have fire trucks and firefighters, and there'll be some goodies in there from the Allset Fire Department. So we thank them for helping us celebrate Fire Prevention Week. That's almost it, my little ones. You see, there is one more thing, our closing song. So get your scarf out. I'm going to turn the music on again, and we can get ready. If you have your scarf, we'll put that song on. Let's see. Let's get ready. Here we go. Turn up the volume.
Scarves up and down and around.
Okay, this is another one. Are you ready?
The scarves are softly flowing, left, right, left. The scarves are softly flowing, left, right, left. Up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around. The scarves are softly flowing, release them up in the air.
Are you ready?
Catch! The scarves are softly floating, release them up in the air. Catch! Up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around. Release them up in the air. Watch them float to the ground.
You ready? Let's let it flow.
Release them up in the air. Watch them float to the ground. Sing it. Up and down and around. Up and down and around. Up and down, up and down, up and down and around. The scarves are softly flowing, left, right, left. The scarves are softly flowing, left, right, left. Up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around. The scarves are softly floating, release them up in the air. Catch! The scarves are softly floating, release them up in the air. Catch! float to the ground, up and down and around, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around, up and down, up and down, up and down and around.
Very nice. Thanks for joining me, my little friends, for another week. And as I said, next week we'll have firefighter stories and fire truck stories. Until then, take care. If you make that recipe, let me know how it turns out. You can send us photos of your art project. We love seeing them. Until then, take care. Listen to Mom and Dad because you know they love you. And we'll see you next week. Have an enjoyable week. Bye-bye.